is contemporary Pilates. So we come together to go through a series of exercises. I can't tailor it to individuals, so it is a mix. I'll give you options to make it easier and to make it harder. So try to use those to benefit yourself, to be mindful of any injuries or any areas you need to work a little harder. But one thing I want you to really focus on today is that connection, your muscle, memory, mind connection. So sometimes a move can seem really simple, but I want you to really focus on the muscle and engage when we're working there, because that's how we are going to get stronger together in this. Okay. All right. So we will start standing and then we come after a few minutes to the mat. Okay. So standing up nice and tall, setting the feet underneath the hips, lift the shoulders, roll them back, and then pull them down. Let's do that again. Lift the shoulders, roll them back, pull them down. Hold them here this time, and then draw strength from behind your belly button. Bring that in nice and strong. And then a tailbone tip, just tuck it under to bring that lumbar spine into alignment. Take a big deep breath in and lift the arms wide and high. Relax the shoulders at the top. Exhale and lower the arms wide and low. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale. Hold it at the top. Make yourself as tall as you can. Reach for the ceiling. Now fold at the waist and exhale. Let that head hang. Relax the neck. Relax the arms. Sink into that stretch. Now from behind your belly button, draw strength and roll yourself up, curling through the spine, one vertebrae at a time. If you need to, just rest those hands on your thighs. Keep your chin tucked into your chest until you get all the way to the top, where you lift your chin and reset your shoulders. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. And now slowly roll, curling through the spine. Keeping the chin tucked, coming up nice and slow, support if you need. Get to the top and reset. Good job. Take the feet a little wider. Draw a line between your toes. Nothing from your waist down can go forward of that line. So everything here goes backwards. Slide across to the right side, bending the right knee. Feel that nice stretch on the inside thigh. Breathe in here. Exhale and push across. Breathe in. Exhale, push. Exhale, push. As you get a little warmer, you might want to open that distance between your feet to get a little more stretch. Just keep sliding across, remembering to keep the hips back. Find the middle with those feet nice and wide. Sink the chest, bend the arms, and try to get your elbows on the floor. And slowly start to roll yourself up. Walk your feet together. And come to standing. Taking ourselves down to the mat. So if it's easier, you can just sit facing forward, or if you don't mind that little look across, it's entirely up to you. I will change between the two positions to show you. So here we're sitting up as tall as we can, piece of string pulling through the top of the head. And you're going to extend yourself back with a straight spine until your arms are straight, hooked onto the fronts of your knees. Now you can totally stay here if you wish, or you can lift up those legs, come into balance. You can hook the hands underneath the knees or leave them on top, or for a little bit more of a challenge, you're going to let go. Arms are just straight at the sides. And relax. Come on back up and then roll yourself all the way down to the mat. Extend the legs, extend the arms. Roll down, roll up. Slow and controlled. Lift the arms, lift the head and the shoulders. Roll through the tummy. Imagine somebody's pulling a piece of string attached to your chin. And when you get to the top, reach, spine stretch forward. And then reverse, roll down. Really try and use every single vertebrae as you roll through. Slow and steady. And lift. Try and take away any urge to throw your arms and any urge to speed up. Spine stretch forward at the top, release, and then peel down, curling nice and slow. Now, if you're struggling to get up here and you need just a little push with those elbows, try to make sure that it is mostly the tummy, but any assistance you need if you're struggling to get up is absolutely fine. So let's talk about your breathing. Keep going. I want you to exhale the air from your body as you come up. And then when you get forward into spine stretch, you're just going to take a breath in. And then as you come down, you're going to exhale that air. Slow, steady. Once you get to the bottom, you're going to breathe in. Who wants a bit more challenge? Let's super glue those arms to your ears. It's going to make it so much harder. We're always going to try and add in those little challenges. And last one. Spine stretch forward and stay here. Good job. Okay. We are going to roll like a ball. So, for most people, the position will feel okay and comfortable. If you struggle with this one, I just want you to play around with a little roll like so that you're trying to use the same kind of muscles and you're working into it nice and gently. For most people, it will be okay. We're going to take the legs on the front here. We're going to push out the belly to round the back, dropping the shoulders forward. And then as you roll back, you're going to get your bottom up off the floor. You're coming up onto your shoulders and then up and hold. Try not to let the feet touch the floor. Keep going. Every time you roll, you're trying to engage those lower abdominal muscles to get the bottom up. Create a nice pause. Keep that rounding of your spine, giving ourselves a nice back massage. And relax. Okay, here's what's going to happen next. We're going to take the hands, they're going to go inside the legs, and then we're going to grab the feet. You let the knees fall open and the soles of your feet come together. We do 3 claps. Here, 1, 2, 3. We roll, we lift the bottom, and then we do 3 claps here. 1, 2, 3. You're working exactly the same area you were on the basic roll. But this time you are focusing on the 3 claps during the pause that you've created. Keep that back nice and rounded to keep it as comfortable as possible. And relax. Okay. So I'm going to take you on to the 3rd level. If you are done rolling, feel free to just take a little break. Maybe give yourself just a little bit of a rest while we do the last one. So the last one, if you can normally hold touch your feet when you bend forward standing, then this position would be okay for you to get into. If it's too much for you, you're going to grab somewhere on your legs. If you can't even straighten your legs, don't worry, you're going to hook underneath. Okay, we're going to roll back. Be mindful that when you go back, you need to squeeze so that you don't go all the way over. And then squeeze as you come up. This is your open leg rocker. If every time you're coming up, your legs are trying to bend before you get to the top, then that's your body trying to sort of cheat and make it easier. Try to overrule the body by trying to keep those legs nice and straight. And relax. Awesome job. We're going to lie ourselves back, legs bent, feet hip width apart. So here, I just want you to draw strength from behind your belly button and pull your belly down and in like you're trying to connect to your spine. You'll have noticed now that there's less room, maybe no room, underneath the small of your back for your hands to fit in that space. Now I want you to pull your pubic bone down towards the floor. It'll open up that gap in your lower back until you could literally slide your hands right under. Pull your belly button down and close the gap. Pull your pubic bone down and open the gap. And pull in the other way. Use your breath. Breathe out on the pull. Really think about that pelvis now like it's tilting. And think about that space in your lower back, opening and then closing. Now find the middle of those 2 places. Keep a nice connection to the tummy and then lift the heels from the floor. We're coming to tabletop position. So what I want you to think about is your knees being directly above your hips and your lower legs creating a tabletop so you have 90-degree angles. You should already feel that your tummy is engaged even in this simple position. So all you want to think about is the movement at the hip joint. You're going to let the leg drop to the floor where the heel taps. The leg doesn't bend and it doesn't straighten. And then we pick it back up until it gets back to where it started, then you switch. So alternating through those legs. If this is too much, I want you to speed up that alternating. And if it's too much, even then, you're going to do the reverse. You're going to come up from the floor. So your heels are both on the floor, and then you're going to lift up and switch through. So you're literally doing the reverse of what we're doing if it's too much. When I say it's too much, it means that you can feel it in your lower back. Really draw strength in those abdominals at the front of your body to try to keep the work right here. Use your breathing and exhale each time it feels like hard work. Last one. And relax. Hug the knees into the chest. Release that lower back. Okay. Single leg stretch. Extend one leg out on a 45-degree angle, and you've got a hold of one of these knees. If you need to, you can rest back here. But we want to try to engage the upper abdominals. Lifting the head and shoulders will do that. We're just simply going to exchange legs with one breath. Really point that toe on the extended leg so you get a nice stretch on that extension. And relax. Rest your head, relax. From single leg stretch into double leg stretch. So this time we'll extend the arms and the legs. How low you go will depend how hard you want to work. So from the very top, an extension of the arms and legs, keeping it quite high, would be working at a lower level. Anywhere in between, and then obviously low will work you harder. So just want you to choose, extend, take the arms wide, come around and scoop, hug into a ball, and extend. Big, long exhale on the extension. Try and feel really strong and powerful through the movement. Give me one more. And relax, rest the head. Excellent. Okay, let's pop the legs up to the ceiling. They're side by side. Your feet are flat. Take your arms, lay them at the side of your body with your palms up to the ceiling. We're going to try and engage right at the bottom of your abdominals, really low down, right behind the zipper on your jeans. Relax the rest of your body. Engage that lowest abdominal and push the feet to the ceiling. Limit how much your legs swing front to rear. If they're swinging front to rear, you're coming up too high in the tummy. We want to keep it really low down. Try not to use your arms. You might find that you've twisted your hand and that you're using that little pinky finger to press. Try not to do that. Try to relax. Relax the arms and focus low in the abdominals. It doesn't even really matter if your bottom barely lifts. And relax. Bend the legs, hug the knees. Okay, so I'm going to go into a couple of inverted poses. I want you to know that whenever you work with your levers extended, so your arms or your legs, when they're extended out, that makes it harder on its own. So you need to adapt and bring the level down. That's the first thing you need to do, is to reduce the lever. So that's your arms or your legs. And then you can add as much control into this as you like. The slower and steadier and more controlled it will be, obviously the harder you'll work. And of course, you can always assist yourself slightly. So we'll extend the legs. We'll be looking to go over into pike, bringing the legs up from the floor, straight for harder, bent for easier lift. They come to the ceiling, and then we engage those lower abdominals to lift the bottom and bring the legs over into pike. So here, we want to take the legs wide, flex the feet, and then start to lower the bottom. Once we get the bottom down, we lower the legs to the floor, point the toes at the bottom and bring the legs together. Let's do that again. Lift the legs, lift the bottom, take them wide, flex the feet, and then start to lower and reverse, bringing it all down. When you've got those legs straight, be mindful and really pull in at the tummy. Here's a modified version this time if you need to see one. We're going to bring those legs in a bit more bent. You're going to give yourself a shove. Give that bottom a shove. Then you could see if you could open up those legs and take a little bit of that lowering. And then maybe you bend the legs to lower, to get back, to go again. So a few more of these at the level that suits you. Keep the work in the front side of the body. Really draw strength in those abdominals. And take advantage of when you leave the movement. So you're coming out and you're strong. Find the time to use your breath. And relax once you finish the one you're doing. So make sure that you're lying in the center of your mat. Imagine you're Sleeping Beauty. And we are in a glass casket. So you've got panels of glass coming up the side of your mat. Extend your right leg up in the air, point the toe. Bring the leg across the body until it hits the glass. Slide down the glass. Come across the top of the other foot into straight position and up to the ceiling. Across, slide down the glass, around, back into straight and up. So we're never taking that leg any wider than the mat that we're lying on. We're focusing on the muscles that work the hip, strengthening those supporting muscles. Make sure you take a breath every rotation. We're starting to get now to about half a dozen rotations, and it should start to feel like it's aching a little. Obviously, if you have any more piercing pains or anything, feel free to stop. Otherwise, we're trying to exhaust and tire out that muscle, or the muscles, and build a little more strength. So if we can manage to do a couple more here, and obviously if you need to rest, please do. Finish this next one, then resting the leg back at the bottom. Draw both knees into your chest just to give that a little reset. Extend the legs back out on the floor, and we go again on the other side. Lift up the other leg, toe pointed. Bring it across, find the glass, slide down. Back to straight and up, and we go again. Now, if this is all a little too much for you, maybe you do this with a little bit more of a bent leg. The straighter your leg can be, the more benefits you'll have. But it isn't for everybody. During this hip circle exercise, at no point should the butt cheeks lift off the floor. If they lift off the floor and we move the body over, then we're into the abdominals. We want this very focused in the hip. So we're into those last 1 or 2 rotations now, if you've got any left. And relax. Once you've completed, hug those knees into your chest. Good. Okay, lay yourself out flat on your mat. Next one is teaser. So I want you to know that there are various levels. You're going to choose whichever one works for you. I'm going to show you all the levels here. Hardest level first is arms straight, arms, double legs, left. Bringing yourself up into a V sit. This is a little too much, but you want to try. Then a single leg and alternate. Or you can go with bent legs double or bent legs single. Okay? So, having discussed these with somebody, if you struggle a little bit with these, try to take your arms to the side before you lift, and then you'll get some leverage from the arms, okay? It does make it considerably easier, but if you need that assistance to be able to get up, you're going to benefit from that top bit once you can take your arms off the floor, and you'll benefit from coming out of the exercise. So the benefits outweigh the assistance to get there. Okay, nice big exhale on every lift. Let's go. Two more. Good job, and relax. Hug the knees in. Okay, roll onto your side and rest your hand on your head on your hand. You're in a nice straight line. You're going to bring the feet just slightly forward. And then you've got your heels together. So here, side passe, straight leg, point the toe, flex, heels together. Point and flex. Moving through the front of the leg into the back of the leg, up and down, using your breath. Try to stabilize the body using your abdominals as opposed to your spare hand here. But if you do need that, then it's there for you. And relax. You can either stay down here on the hand and bend the bottom leg and use your leg swing here, or come up to this position. So I'm giving you that option to be down on the floor to make it slightly easier, or up here slightly more challenging. So try and set a nice position with your body, and then this top leg is going to swing forward and swing back. When I say swing, you control the leg. So not a swing as such, you're moving the leg, okay? You're stabilizing the upper body. Good. And rest. Back down to your side. On your side completely, palm up to the ceiling. Spare hand on your tummy. Lift your legs, hip width distance between your feet. So here you might find that you've already braced your tummy to hold yourself still. If this arm is quite far forward, bring it in line with your body so that you've got less balancing you, more tummy. Now shuffle your feet like you're walking with straight legs. This adds a little bit of movement that you have to react to. Know that your spare hand is always there if you need to catch yourself, but when you don't need it, take it away. Now, a big moonwalk, long, straight legs, big strides like you're on the moon, changes the momentum, makes us work in a different way. If you had to save yourself from rolling on your face, remember to take those fingers back up off the floor. Focus, slow, steady, controlled movements. And relax. You're going to come up, spin across to the other side. Down on the hand, head rested, pick up those feet and pop them just 8 inches further forward. Heels are together, side passe, straight leg. Up, point the toe, flex heels together. Good. Using the breath. Feel the strength in the working muscles. Last one. Relax. So remember, you have got that option to stay down here if you need to, if wrists or shoulders prevent you from going up to the full version. It's a little more awkward and you have to bend that bottom leg away, but essentially you're moving the same muscles. If you want that to be a little more challenging for body weight and building upper body strength, then we come into this position. And when you're ready, swing and control the leg front to rear. Stabilize that upper body. Make sure there's no movement from the waist up. Still breathing. Still switching between that point and flex on the straight leg. Good job. And relax. Come on down to the floor. Straight arm, straight above the head, palm up. Spare hand, tummy. Legs straight, feet flat. Lift them. Hip width distance between the feet. Feel that strength in the tummy, stabilize. Now shuffle the feet like you're doing a little straight-legged walk. Every time you feel a wobble, focus in the tummy, engage, counterbalance. Awesome job. Turn that into a straight leg switch, like you're on the moon. Strong, long, straight strides. The hardest one is when that bottom leg goes back. So see if you can get that extra centimeter. Challenge the balance. Control it with the abdominals. And relax. We're going to roll onto your tummy. Stack your palms, one, the other one on top, and then your chin or your forehead for the exercise. Your legs are straight, your toes are pointed. And then we lift the legs from the floor. You can feel a lot of squeezing going on here. There's a lot of glute squeezing, lower abdominals. Now I want you to squeeze your inner thighs and bring your heels together. Squeeze them together. Now we've got adductors as well. Beat the heels with a fast panting breath. Keeping the legs straight and the toes pointed, beating those heels and the legs lifted as much as you can. Once you start to think about another area of your body, we often relax something else. So see if you can get those legs up nice and strong. And relax. Take the hands to the side of the chest, push away from the floor, bring yourself all the way back and into child's pose. Okay, down to your belly once more. Here, you'll have the hands just wide of your shoulders and just a little higher than your shoulders. When you're doing the exercise, you're going to have your forehead on the floor. I want you to give me 1 millimeter of space underneath the palms so that there's no weight going into the hands, okay? From here, you're going to lift your shoulders up towards your ears, then lift the shoulders to the ceiling, then pull them down your back towards your bottom, and then back to where they started. Lift the shoulders up towards the ceiling, down, round, back to the beginning. Start to smooth out those corners so that it becomes more of a circular motion. Remember to keep that millimeter underneath the palms so that we don't use the biceps in this movement and it's all scapular. And relax. Draw those hands closer to your ribs. So you're just down the side of your body, elbows are close into the side of the body. We're going to lift into swan. I want you to point your toes and then take them slightly wide. Okay, so the toes are pointing out, letting the hips rotate slightly. So toes are pointed slightly out. Okay, take a nice big deep breath in. Push the palms into the floor. Pushing, lifting. Let the hips lift. So we don't crane the neck and look up. Piece of string is pulling through the top of the head. Awesome job. And slowly lower, under control, bending the elbows. Slowly lowering down, keeping the elbows close. All right, reset at the bottom. And spin sideways so you can see. Ready, and lift. You don't have to force yourself to go to straight arms if it isn't there for you right now. And lower. And last time, breathe in here. Exhale and lift. Excellent, and lower. Push all the way away from the floor, drop into child's pose, take a little rest. Going to go through a little power sequence. We're going to get so much benefit from the down dog, from the stretching, and then through the abdominals when we do the power phase. And all the while, you're going to be building upper body strength in the shoulders, okay? So we start all fours. Hands under the shoulders, shoulder width apart, knees under the hips, hip width apart, belly drawn strong like somebody's going to punch you. So you've braced, ready for that. And then that final move, I want you to close this gap in your armpit by engaging your lats. So engage the lats and pull your armpits back. We're now in a nice strong position. Curl your toes under and come to crouch, 1 inch from the floor with your knees. Now, anytime you like, this is much like plank. You'll build strength for this. So if you need to rest, pop them back down. It's all good. You'll come back up when you're ready. It's okay if things are shaking. That's because the muscles are working and they're already a little tired. Now, lift the hips, extend the legs, and come to down dog. Press the heels towards the floor. Don't worry if the heels don't touch the floor. That's more about the length of your hamstring than anything else. Imagine somebody has stood behind you right now and they're holding your hips. They're just going to lift them up to the ceiling. That will allow you for your chest to push towards your toes. Even a centimeter is going to make a big difference. We're going to come into single leg dog. So without transferring any body weight, elevate the right leg to the rear. Now drive that leg towards the right elbow, pivoting through the shoulders, coming into plank knee drive, push it back, elevate. 3 more. Forward, nice and strong and powerful. Elevate, reach, lift. And again. Make sure you breathe. Last one. Lower the leg. Switch straight to the other side. We've got 4. Drive forward. 3. 2. Last one. Elevate nice and high, leg down. Hold that down dog. Bend the knees, lower to the floor. Soften the toes, child's pose. Take your hands and wrap them to your heels to give your shoulders a little rest. Good. Hands to the floor, push away and come up. Okay, we haven't done this one since probably the last class I did in the Y. So this one is a kneeling one. If you need any extra support under your knee, or maybe you have to sit this one out. Sorry, Louise, I've realized you've got a bad knee. Okay, arms forward from the shoulders. You're going to brace your whole body and keep it as straight as you can. If you break at the waist, you've lost the abdominals, okay? Lower yourself back with an exhale. Inhale and lift. Whoops, she went too far. Lower yourself back. Inhale and lift. Find your range of motion that suits you and just challenge the balance. Feel it in those quads. Make sure you breathe. See if you can find out what's in that centimeter further back. Good job, and relax. Let's just drop that forward and give me a nice big rounding of your spine cat stretch. Okay, hands a little further forward, curl your toes, come to plank. So I want you to push here through your heels, pushing all your body weight back, getting a big Achilles stretch, and then push forward through the toes, working the shoulders, okay? Back, 2 pulses, forward, 2 pulses. Here's an option. You can do this single leg if it's too much at full plank. If you're doing single leg, switch now. And if you're doing double leg, hang in there, we're nearly done. And relax. Knees down, child's pose. Wrap the hands to the heels to rest those shoulders. Good, come on up, spin around, we're coming to your bottom. I can't believe where time's gone. Lay yourself down. Pop those legs up to the ceiling. Fingertips reaching. We're going to go opposite arm, opposite leg, extending. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Lower, back to the center, and switch. Now, if you're struggling here with the legs being straight, here's what it will look like if you're taking a modified version. I'm going to bend those arms and legs. It still challenges the tummy, but doesn't put that back under any extra pressure, if that's what you need to be mindful of. If you're okay, I want you to really focus in the tummy as you extend those arms and legs. And relax. Hug the knees in. I always like to save this one for this point in the class. I find it more challenging. So Pilates 100 is next. If you're new to this, I think there might be a couple of people who are new to this. Just want you to have a quick look this way so we can get the most out of it. Head and shoulders will be lifted, chin will be tucked, arms reaching, pushing, they're strong. We beat the air underneath the palms, 5 breaths in, 5 breaths out for 100, rotating hands every 5. Anytime you like, you can pop that hand behind the back of the head, doesn't stop the tummy working. What you do with your legs is where the difficulty level comes in. Charlie Chaplin feet, legs straight out at 45, hardest version. Take away the toes, makes it a bit easier. Lift the legs, makes it a bit easier. Bend them a bit easier. Heels on the floor, a bit easier. Choose whatever works for you to work the hardest you can for the whole 100. Are you ready? Arms long and strong, chin tucked. Ready, begin. Good job. And relax. Rest, hug the knees. Awesome job, well done. So just a few stretches left for us to finish off. Loose grip on the tops of the knees and start to circle the knees. Release off that lower back. As always, mild discomfort is okay, pain is not. If you get any pain, please stop. Make that circle a little bigger if you can. And slowly hold it center, circle the other way. Small to start with till your body gets used to the change. And then make it a little bit bigger. This should feel really nice. Good. And relax. We've got a really nice spine stretch. If you've got any lower back issues, don't cross your legs. If you're okay, pop those hands out to the side, cross one leg over the other. And then slowly go the way that your top toes are pointing. Let the legs go over, control them down. Once they get all the way down, reach your spare arm away from the direction of your knees. Turn your head to add that little extra. Bring your eyes and your knees back to the center. Cross them the other way if you're crossing. Lower to the other side, nice and slow and steady. Give yourself a chance to adjust, and then when you get there, relax and breathe. Add on that little extra reach away. Enjoy that lower back stretch. And slowly back to the center. Uncross your legs and roll yourself up to sitting. Take the soles of your feet, bring them together, grab the ankles, walk your bottom a little closer. Use the weight of your arms to open out through the hips here. And take a hold of the toes and roll and curl the spine, dropping the head forward, getting a nice spine stretch. And release and roll up. Good. Thank you very much for joining me today. If you need to rush off, feel free. If you want to stay for a chat,